Hi, we're going to go over how to play Christmas Eve Sarajevo 1224 by Trans-Siberian Orchestra. This is for guitar. You're going to see tabs come up at the bottom somewhere, and then I'll just be playing it, saying how long you're playing the different parts for and whatnot. So here we go. First part, you will be playing clean, and it goes like this. So the way that from what I'm hearing, I'm kind of counting each note as a 16th note, and so that would make playing that phrase, you'd play it 4 times per one measure, and so the song starts out where you play one measure, guitars only. Then the strings will come in with the melody that goes like. And again, that will be another measure of the guitars playing. So far we have 2 measures. First one, the phrase is played 4 times, and 1 measure of just guitar only. Then we have another measure where the melody comes in played on the strings. Then the next part, I'm not sure whether to call it a measure or not, but you will play the phrase 3 times. So instead of 4, you play it 3 times. And then after that, you will play it 8 more times, which will actually just equal 2 measures. And so just to go over this all again, first measure, guitar only. Second measure, you have the melody come in from the strings. Third time, you only play the phrase 3 times, so it's more like a 3-4 time instead of 4-4. And then you will play it 2 more measures after that, and this is when the strings come in with kind of an alternate melody. And then at the end of that, you will end it, the last phrase, where it starts to slow down. Everybody's slowing down, and you will end on that B, which is the 7th fret, or the 9th fret on the D string. Now, if you want kind of like a higher tone, if that seems more fitting, then you could use the D minor shape, except you're playing E minor. And it's kind of a little more of a stretch, but it would look something like this and sound something like this. As opposed to. So whatever sounds more fitting for what you're going for, those are 2 options to play. And so that's the intro. And if you want to time it all out, that would be great, but you could probably just repeat the phrase until you finally hear everybody slowing down. So this next part, we're going to have distortion. One guitar will play the E power chord down here, and they will hold that for 8 beats or 2 measures. Then they will play a little higher up, kind of like an octave up. And you could play it down here, or you could play it up here. And it's not supposed to have as much force, but then you will play that for 1 measure. Then you will play the other E power chord for another measure, then, and then. So in total, that should be 6 measures, I'm pretty sure. The first 2 you will just hold, let it ring out. Then the next 4 will be an alternate between. That's what one guitar would be playing. The other guitar will have this riff that is going to be revisited plenty throughout the song. And I think the way they play it is that you actually use the E, the open E and B strings, and you do a palm mute, very light, just on the edge. And you'll see the tab down there. And so the rhythm is. Now, if you want to actually I feel like I have a little more control when I use the bar chord and I do it, so it sounds more like. But again, you could play it. and it gives it kind of a higher tone. So that will be going on. That guitar will just be playing that the whole time for those 6 measures. And so after those 6 measures, we're on to the next section. This next section is the part that's probably the most famous part in the song. It's the... And so one guitar will play that 4 times just by themselves. Then the second guitar will come in with... And so down at the bottom you should see the tabs for those both parts. They will harmonize, and it should sound something like... So that's that section. Right after that you will have the descending phrase. And you'll see the tab at the bottom. It'll sound something like... And if you want to see even closer, if that's helpful, here's the part. But then after that, we will have the ascending part. I'm going to play it right here, just because in conjunction with what the next section will be, it'll be closer. So again, the tab's at the bottom, and this is, if you want to see visually what's going on, this is what I'm playing. The first time you will play like a longer phrase 2 times, and then you'll play a shorter phrase 2 times as it speeds up. One guitar will then go and play a higher octave, and I'll have both parts tabbed out right there, but one part will play it up higher right here. So you get some of those chromatic notes where it sounds like the same phrase, and then it goes into... That's what I could figure out from it. It may not be that exactly, but it sounds like there are chromatic notes being played at that point as it rushes up to hit that final bend. And then the melody down here will be doing the same thing. It's just an octave lower. So... something like that. The tabs are on the bottom, so use those for reference. Okay, so after the bend, we go to this melody, and it sounds like this. It will be played 4 times. The first time, piano only. Second time, guitar. Third time, piano only. And then 4th time, guitar. And the 4th time, the guitars, one will play it at this octave, and then another one will play it at the higher octave. So the melody, I'll have the tab down at the bottom, and if you want to see it, this is what it looks like to play. And like I was saying, on the 4th time, or the 2nd time for the guitars, one guitar will be playing it up an octave higher. So it sounds like this. Now at the end of the 4th time, the guitar that's playing it down here will end with a E minor, or just an E power chord, and you'll play it out. And you'll let it ring. Now the guitar player playing it up an octave will end on this note. So it's... and you'll let that ring out. Now in the song, it sounds like they let both guitars ring out for 1 measure, and this whole next section, from what I could tell, was 7 measures. So you would have both guitars let from that last section ring out for a measure, and then so the next 6 measures, one guitar could come in with this phrase, just very lightly in the background. You don't have to. When I've played it in the past, we've just kind of decided not to do it sometimes because we couldn't make it soft enough. But if you do want to go for it, I'm pretty sure you would have a measure of just letting the guitar ring out from the end of the last section, and then for the next 6 measures, one guitar would do. Play that for 6 measures. And then the next section it will go into will be one guitar will play. This isn't a full out, just like it's kind of more restrained. So that'll be one guitar just playing the E power chord down here, and then another guitar will be continuing the phrase, except louder. And so that's going on for 2 measures, or playing each phrase 8 times. And then we will go into a section where one guitar will play. So the descending chords of E, D, C, B. And they will repeat that 4 times. The second time, one guitar player will play this, and the tabs will be on the bottom. But and they will do that for the last 3 times. And when you're doing the bends, like, you could just play it. But if you want to add kind of like a dip in there, I think they do that in the song, and it sounds good. So, if you want to go for that, I think it would sound pretty cool. Okay, so this next section is actually just repeating the section we heard before. It's the... And then after that, we have the ascending phrase, which is... But with this time, we only play that twice. So it's going to sound like... And on the second time, you will hear the octave up. So one guitar will be playing this. And then it will go into just the piano playing something, like a call, and then we will respond. One guitar will respond with... And then it will go back to the piano again, and then we'll come back to us, and it will sound like... And the tabs are on the bottom, if you want to see it closer. So the first response that we give is... And the other guitar could play it an octave lower. And then the second response from one of the guitars would be... And the other guitar during that part would just be repeating... And so that's that section. Then from there it will again go into... And at that part, one of the guitars could also do a nice slide down. And then we'll have the ascending phrase. And this time it's the same as all the other times. You play this twice. Then you do it twice, except a shorter version. And then one of the guitars will have the octave higher, and it will go... And then it will bend this note 8 times. So it's a repeat of what you've played before, except then we go into this guitar playing this note 8 times. And then the other guitar, from what I remember, I think they are just doing... So they will repeat that phrase twice. And at the end of that, this is when it gets into the very crazy section. And so in this section, on the recording, it sounds like both guitars are playing these runs, like 2 harmonies. From what I could figure out, what I've played before, one of them, as the tab will show, starts on the B, or the 19th fret of the E string. And then it just descends on that scale and then comes back up. And when it goes down, it hits on the beat, and then when it comes back up, it hits on the beat. So so I was picking it right there. When I play it, I usually actually just do hammer-ons and pull-offs, because at that speed I can't keep up with it. I could try, like, but as you could hear, you kind of heard some notes in here, and so I'm not that accurate with it. I kind of like the sound of hammer-offs and pull-offs, so if you can do. Then that might just be easier. And so they do that run 4 times, I'm pretty sure, going up and down in total. So that's what one guitar is doing. Then another one I haven't quite figured out, but I think according to the other harmonies that you've seen throughout the song, one other guitar will start on E, and I have the tab down here also if you want to look at it. But then the other guitar would be doing something like. And again, if you want to do hammer-ons and pull-offs, that might be easier. And so, if you just want to have one guitar doing that the whole time, that might just be easier. And then the other guitar could just be just hitting on the E power chord. So that's what's going on during that. It would just take practice, do it slowly. You know, so it's a tough part. If you can come up with a very varying section for that, that might also just be easier to do. So that's how to play that section. And then after that, it goes into the same kind of bends that you heard earlier in the section, where it's and you could just play it, the notes each themselves, like 17, or those are the notes, but the frets like 17, 15, 19, 22, 22, and then 24. But you could also bend into them, so like. So whatever sounds good to you. And there's also harmonies going on this part. I haven't quite figured it out. I thought they were kind of like fifths. So, like. So. But I'm not sure if that's right. So you could just have one guitar playing those bends, or you could have both guitars playing the same bends. And yeah, so that's the song from what I could figure it out. I hope this helps, and go kill it. So, see ya.